tacos taste very criminal. Speaking of criminal, you ever been arrested?
Yes.
This girl shows up in full uniform in a white Tacoma to a Mexican wedding, dude. Just bawling, no se lo lleven!
This is Richard Villa, a bilingual stand-up comedian who appeared on Netflix, Comedy Central, and HBO. He's toured the world with some of comedy's biggest names.
Tanta pinche batting practice para darme esto, güey.
I saw my dad show up to a job site and give an estimate with just whistles.
And helped shape Spanish stand-up comedy in the US and Latin America.
9,500, the whole thing.
Richard! 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 Stay away. Let's go get breakfast.
Bro, really?
Come on.
We gotta get a gate.
Come on, man.
Come on, bro. Is this early, bro? Really?
Let's go get some breakfast.
Come on in, bro. Loco, come on in. Pinche Mexi Papi, no manches, bro. It's too early. I had a show last night, but...
I woke up very, very hungry. Hey, Richard, you're from Mexicali, right?
What gave it away?
Yeah. Hey, I got something for you. I'll be right back.
Rich is from Mexicali, so I buy him Chinese food and a caguama. Yeah, those large Mexican beers meant for sharing.
All right, here we go.
A lot of people don't know this, but Mexicali has one of the biggest Chinese communities in Mexico. Some people even say there are more Chinese restaurants than taco stands.
Ay, papá. Mira.
Did I get it right?
Ok, ahora sí te perdono.
Did I get it
No
right?
manches, pues no somos el estado de los huevos fríos, güey. Mira. ¿Sabes que aquí va la caguama cuando vas manejando? Para poder andar con una mano acá, mira, echando cambio, carnal. Mira. A ver. Papá, para eso me casé, para comprarme este abrilatas. Tan caros los cabrones.
And when it's hot almost all year, cold cerveza just makes sense.
I think this is what bonds people in Mexicali the most. You know how sometimes they joint, people share it and they share stories and they get some talk about it. I think in Mexicali, the fact that we have the caguama, it's a way for us to almost break bread, say hello, yeah, drink. We can share something together.
Right?
Especially cuando estás crudo, bro. Yeah. This is the best. Con los palitos y todo. Que de Mexicali, a ver. Oh, esto no es de Mexicali, carnal. Pero de la buena, de la original, donde está el chinito así parado afuera. Vamos para allá. Es más, olvídate de esto porque no, son unos burritos que están bien buenos aquí en Fontana.
¿En serio?
Vamos a los burritos, güey. Ay, esos burritos. Vamos, pues.
Right.
Richard takes me to Acevedo Market Liquor and Burritos.
Richard, if you wanted more beer, you could have said so, bro.
No, bro. We can get beer too. But these are the best burritos in Fontana, bro. You can't miss it. This is the best burritos.
We're in a liquor store.
Bro, homemade tortillas in a liquor store. I know.
In a liquor store?
Oh, dude, they're the best. They're the, right? Best burritos.
This is why we're here to try it.
See?
Really?
See?
Inside a liquor store?
Yes. This is the place, bro. I'm telling you.
Isn't this like getting sushi off of a gas station?
No, even way better than that. Chorizo and egg burrito.
You like beans?
Yes, please.
Chorizo and egg?
Chorizo and egg burrito. They're delicious, bro. No beans. Say the beans. No beans, just like that. Chorizo and egg.
No frijoles?
A little bit of beans. Okay, a little bit of beans. All right, go. What are you having? Everything is, by the way, everything is delicious in the menu.
This place has been here since 1973. Danny, the owner, took it over in 2018 and kept the same recipes. The tortillas are handmade, the eggs are fresh, and the meats are cooked right on the flat top. These breakfast burritos are big, hot, and exactly what the truckers come here for.
Yes.
Oh, baby.
Thank you. Hey.
Oh,
like that.
You have the receipt? Two burritos.
I got it.
Oh, you got it?
I got it.
Okay, there you go. I got it. It's my treat, bro.
Hey, I try to pay.
All right, buddy.
Hey, where you bringing me?
Dude, I have to play softball, bro. This is my routine. Every Sunday, get up, get my burritos. Once I get my burritos, we come down and play the game, bro. I need my protein.
Richard's Sunday hangout isn't a Starbucks, it's the ballpark. This complex fits into the Dodgers minor league system. But on weekends, locals can play here too. $60 gets for a jersey and a chance to step on the field.
You know what this is called, right?
Salsa macha, bro.
Salsa macha. Look at this.
man.
Con esta, hasta lo crudo se te quita, bro. It's so deadly, and they don't allow just anybody to carry this thing. There you go. I think this is the only time this spoon came into this park for this reason. Other spoons have come to this park, other spoons have been here, but they're not used for this. Ahí está. Pero ves que tan finito lo hace, chiquito. Ahí está.
Oh.
Ahora sí, chiquito.
Ay, bro.
Oh, smell that tortilla, bro. Y a mí me gusta desde el principio, from the very beginning. Aquí.
I love the tortilla, eh? This is how you know they know what they're doing.
Ya fans, buddy. Ande, cabrón.
It's a mess. But hey, I gotta give a show here.
Mira. Oh, now, this is my mom's recipe, buddy.
That's your mom's recipe?
That's my mom's
Look at
recipe.
the mess here.
No le hace. I'll let her know. Salud.
Vámonos.
So good que aquel se emocionó. No dices.
They never seen two grown men eating a burrito together.
Right? They never seen two grown men putting meat in their mouth. Grow up. Come on. You're so immature.
You can tell you got some hood in you. Now that kid growing up,
Yeah, absolutely. Growing up in Compton, South Central, and Watts, we always knew. It's funny because I've learned that any situation, even here at the park when we showed up, you keep your head in a swivel. You don't know what's going on. You're looking at everybody. The guy screaming as we're recording this. I hear that scream and I'm like alert. I'm talking to you, but I'm keeping an eye on the guy that was screaming. Why? Because in the hood, you don't know when she's gonna pop, or some people are unhinged. When you're in Westwood, when you're in Beverly Hills, you kind of go, the cops will take care of it. No, bitch, there's no cops coming for us here. I am the cop. I don't get to call the cops. They're gonna fucking kill me here. So you live with that mentality. So people can tell. Like my wife's like, you walk in and you're like, what are you doing? You don't know. We gotta get the fuck out of here. I wanna know where we're going.
did that kind of shape your comedy though? Growing up hood?
It brought a genuine aspect to it. The fact that I have receipts. Like a rapper, when they're rapping about their lifestyle, but they have receipts. Eazy-E had receipts about his life. Me talking about being married to a Border Patrol agent, I have receipts.
She calls me up and says, hey, I'm running late. Do you think I can get ready at your cousin's house? I said, sure, come on down. I still don't know she's a fucking Border Patrol agent. This girl shows up in full uniform in a white Tacoma to a Mexican wedding, dude. The bride started crying. Just bawling, no se lo lleven.
My dad and me selling crack at 10. I got receipts. I got, you know.
You and dad were selling crack?
A lot of people said, Richard, did you really sell crack with your dad? I said, absolutely, man. And they said, that was child abuse. No. You understand? I lived in Compton. I had a father. And he had a job. He sold crack. A bunch of kids in my neighborhood wish they had my father. They lived like us because we were really the ones that were well off. We sold crack to everybody else. So for me, it wasn't a struggle. I mean, yeah, we were doing something illicit, we were doing something illegal, but at the same time, you know how much time I spent with my father bagging up the crack and measuring it and cooking it up? I mean, we became like partners, bro. And as a 10-year-old, when you get that close with your dad and he relies on you and he trusts you that you're gonna sell the crack, you know what I mean? I knew the metric system as a young kid because if I didn't do it right, my dad would get mad. So, I mean, what other kid in Compton had all that, you know what I mean? You know what a clucker is?
No.
Cluckers are the people that steal shit to trade it for crack.
Oh.
And so we had a lot of cluckers. And so they would come to the door at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. And when we heard the door at that time, most people would be scared. We would rush to the door. Because sometimes they would bring bikes. That's how I got my first PlayStation. Not first PlayStation, a Nintendo. Back then, it was in '88. My first Nintendo, I remember, was my neighbor's Nintendo because his dad was a crackhead. He brought it in to cluck it for crack. The crazy story. Somebody showed up with a goat
What time?
at 3 in the morning. I said, where the hell did a crackhead find a goat? And then my dad starts negotiating with him, and I'm like, Papa, ¿qué quiere una goat? No, que quieres un perrito, no una chiva, pa, no mames. Dile que le doy un ocho. And they're arguing. I was like, why the fuck? He says, shut up. The goat is pregnant. And sure enough, bro, a week later, the dog gave birth, and we had 2 other chivitos por un ocho de crack, bro. Se nos escaparon. That's another story. You let me know? Let me go check, because I think I might be up.
Uh-oh.
That's all. Run it out, run it out, run it out. Jake is on deck, and then Richard is in the hole.
I'm a how?
Good memories, right? Mm-hmm. Funny stories. Your dad brought trouble, though.
There we go, baby. Makes for good comedy. For example, my dad. Let me tell you, he wasn't a good guy. He was a horrible person, but boy, did he make you laugh. Boy, did he have energy. Boy, did he come up with crazy shit all the time.
All I gotta say is that Rich, he gives it 100% all the time.
And where all of this came for me was after his security job at a bar, he would bring his buddies to the house, and I'm 5 years old, and he would wake me up because he already taught me all these Pepito jokes, and he would have me perform jokes.
5 years old.
5 years old. He would sit me on top of his car. I still remember, we lived in Watts. He would give me a beer and a cigarette. I didn't know how to smell. I would blow into it. That's the beauty of it. I told my mom, I think those were the best times because I come from 4 other siblings. The fact that you pointed me out and you wanted me to go tell jokes and I was gonna get $1, I was like, shit, this is awesome. My mom hated it because she already gave me a bath, you understand? I'm going to kinder the next day. Well, as much sex I'm gonna do. I said, we retire. So when she would wake me up, she knew I was outside with my dad because she could smell the smoke and I pee myself.
Do you usually take an inning off when you run that hard?
Oh yeah, bro. I need oxygen now. I drank a fucking Budweiser, bro. What do you think I'm gonna do as a 5-year-old? So I pee. So my mom, otra vez se mío, Lolo, sacaste al niño otra vez. I'm like, some of my happiest moments because I knew that they were laughing with me. Does that make sense? So when you made people laugh, you make them feel good. And they paid you for this? Shit, at 5, I was like, I want to do this forever. Let's go. All right, bro. 145.
You got third base, though?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, how many men can say they got to third base?
Not a lot, bro.
Right? Some don't even get to first.
Nope. I got to third.
You got to third.
I'm usually catching. That's my brother. Mira. He's gonna come home. He's gonna miss a throw.
At what point you say, you know what? I'm pretty funny. Let me go try it.
I'm with a bunch of engineers in Irvine, California. And there was a sign, if you think you're funny, come and audition. We all went, said, we're gonna go, but you gotta put them up. So I performed there for the first time at the Irvine Improv in an open mic. Well, that led to me meeting Armando Cosillo, and then he told me go to Montebello. And little by little, I ended up getting fired from that engineering job. And he told me, you know what, man? Since you did that open mic, this whole year, all you've been doing is Googling open mics. You don't want to engineer. I'm gonna fire you because you don't do anything here. Literally, all you do is come into work, use my computer to sign up for another open mic, and then you show up late because you've been up all night. So he says, I think you're funny, I think you have talent. The guy that fired me was the first guy that believed in me. His name was Victor from Victorville. And he is the one that said, no, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna fire you and I'm gonna let you get an employment. Follow your dream, buddy.
So what are we doing at a gas station?
Where else are you gonna get the best tacos?
On a gas station?
Absolutely, bro. After a good game, this is where you get your best tacos, bro. Hey, not everything you see is what you see in Fontana. If you want the best tacos, you come to the gas station, Tacos El Güero.
Tacos El Güero is next to a gas station, which usually it's a good sign. The tortillas hit the grill with a little oil. Then comes the tacos de tripa, carne asada, and al pastor. They're topped with cilantro, onions, and salsa. To drink, tamarindo and limón con pepino. No place to sit, so it's takeout or you order it from an app.
Ay, chiquito, y las...
These are the street tacos, eh? Tripa, al pastor, and asada.
Perfect.
What are you going for?
I'm tripas first. A ver, papá, espera. Es que prepáralo bien. Una cosa bien. Se me hace agua la cola.
Bro. These tacos taste very criminal.
Right?
Speaking of criminal, you ever been arrested?
Yes. It was a DUI. I'll tell you what happened. I was young, I was like 27. We were getting paid to promote this new sex vodka and Don Tequila. They hired us to do a whole tour in the West Coast of comedy shows. And we were gonna hit these small towns that they had deals with, that they were gonna introduce their liquor. Our job was to go in there, drink, obviously, and do the stand-up. And they have a limo to pick us up from the hotel to be safe. Well, as we're having a good time, you know, I start drinking, and we're all having a good time, and this girl goes, hey, if you take us home, we'll all go home and party with you. And we're like, oh shit, let's go. As soon as I get out, the driveway of the club, they stopped us. Cop says, have you been drinking? I said, let's go. He says, I need you to, nope, I'm drunk, let's go. I said, I'm not gonna do a sobriety test in front of all these people that just saw me perform, do you understand?
Wow.
Of course, the promoter's pissed. He's like foaming at the mouth. He's like, what the hell, you idiot? I gave you guys a limo. But he understands that he's the one that also told me to drink. And so he feels liable now because I did tell you to drink. And in that decision, I can still sue him basically. Because he says, well, under the influence, we were gonna make a radical. You should have added more security or something. So he got me a lawyer, he got me out of all that. But I understood being arrested and being in that cage. You don't know until somebody else that's a grown-up in society says, no, you can't go. Until somebody physically tells you, no, you're gonna stay in this room and you're not gonna get out until we decide. When they take that power away from you, even though I was only there for 8 hours, I was like, I'm never gonna do this again. I'll never want to have my freedom restricted in that way. But have you ever been arrested?
No.
When you get there, don't worry, you're young, you'll get there. You're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. If you wanna know if you hired the right Mexican, if that guy shows up like my dad will show up with no tape measure, just 4 feet. With a fucking whistle. With a whistle, this motherfucker, 9 feet, write it down, fucker, you're gonna forget. I shit you not, dude.
Going back a little bit to your story. Your dad gets his little chivitas, right? What do you guys do with them afterwards?
We're selling crack cocaine and cocaine. We're making a ton of money. Milk from a chiva is really nutritious. He grew up raising chivas, so he said, you know what? I won't pay for any milk anymore. We'll have chivas. We have chivas now, and you understand when she gave birth, the chiva gave birth, those little chivitos are so rambunctious. They're jumping everywhere. So our little makeshift corral, these little chivas actually jumped it, and they ended up like at a supermarket in the corner of where we live. We only know this because the neighbor called us and says, vecino, las chivas están allá en el Calimex. Bro, ahí vamos en chinga, bro. My dad, súbanse a la camioneta. And like, atrás, pendejo, para adentro son las chivas. Because we didn't have a rope. So now we're at the Calimex and we're trying to like haul in bringing these chivas, and they're running everywhere, bro. Schoolmates are looking at me. I'm like, haciéndome pendejo. So those chivas, I'm just helping the man. We get the chivas in the truck. We get home. And now remember, the reason we got these goats is because my dad sells crack. As soon as we get home with the goats, we brought one down. Cops showed up.
Oh no.
What else do you think is gonna happen when you have goats in the supermarket? Somebody called the cops. So they ended up stopping my dad and say, hey, are these your goats? Obviously, my dad's like, yes. He says, it's not okay for you to have livestock here in this part of Compton. You need to have permits. He says, it's not livestock, it's a food. I said, no, sir, the animal's alive. This is livestock. Oh, no, this is a birria. If the animal's alive, it's not food. If the animal is dead, it's food. And my dad takes out his knife and just swipes the throat of the goat. And the cow goes, what the fuck? And my dad goes, food. He said, there you go. Now it's food. Let's get the fuck out of here. This is on a Wednesday, by the way. Who the hell makes birria on a Wednesday?
What other things do you do besides comedy?
I have a company. I started a company called Bridge Training Consultants. I teach sexual harassment prevention training.
You know what I asked you?
What?
One time when I was doing all these videos with you, somebody goes, I recognize that guy. He came to my company
Yeah.
and he gave us a whole training of, what you just
Sexual
said.
harassment
I said,
training.
Richard?
Yeah.
He goes, yeah. I said, damn.
Yeah. The state of California, if you have 6 or more employees, you must provide sexual harassment prevention training. Anybody can do it. But can you do it in a funny way? Can you do it in an engaging way? Can you do it in a way where people feel comfortable to ask questions, to engage? And that's the key. If you're gonna want to change culture, if you're gonna want people to change their behavior, you need to let them vent out and ask questions. Back in 2011, my partner, Joe Stevens, Googled best Latino comic. I was #1.
Whoa.
I paid $200 for that. No, back then I knew a hacker that actually did it. Even Gabriel didn't have that title. A lot of these George Lopez didn't have that title. A lot of these Latinos didn't want that title. They weren't fighting for it. When he Googled that, he called me and says, hey, listen, I have an idea to start a company doing these trainings. LAX, Hilton LAX. He says, you're about to go into a meeting of like 50 housekeepers. I want you to do the presentation for sexual harassment. I said, do you speak Spanish? He said, no. In my head, I was like, good, because the shit I was about to say. And I bullshitted through the whole meeting because I really didn't know. Like, he gave me the paper and I'm looking at it so I can see the bullet points. Okay, señoras, ahí les va el rollo. Y no se me agüite. Y a veces, papá, y usted, porque, and then I'm just talking to them like it was their neighbor, talking to them, and they're dying laughing. I mean, you say things like, no se anden chequeando el aceite, and they all get it.
I wonder why people are looking at us weird.
I don't know. I don't think it's weird. Not for Fontana.
Parking lot of a gas station, having some tacos
Absolutely.
with agua fresca.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
This is Fontana behavior. Does that make sense? Like, it
Yeah.
could be expected. People that come pump gas go, Fontana. Now, you know that nail shop? They
Yeah.
sell great desserts, bro. Let's go.
Nail shop. You serious?
Of course, it's Fontana. That's just not a nail shop. That's also desserts.
Richard's comedy comes from real life. Growing up, his dad made him tell jokes when he was just 5 years old. Now he performs full stand-up sets in English and Spanish. And almost no one does both like he does.
Jeez, look at this. The Bad News Bears. Come on, baby. Guys, remember, we're gonna get pizza regardless. Come on.